Namaste and welcome. So our exploration and our practice, there will be a practice. What is my Dharma? What is my Dharma? So perhaps for some of you, you're unfamiliar with that word. Others of you have heard that word maybe in yoga classes or in different situations around the world. You've heard the word Dharma. Hopefully it was appropriately used, but often it's mistranslated as purpose or righteousness or duty. And these can have some of the flavors of Dharma, but they really don't touch on the power, the immensity, and the amazing opportunity that's there for us when we have a better understanding of what Dharma is. And then from there, can tune in and sense our connection to upholding Dharma. And that's a phrase that you'll hear or maybe have heard, upholding Dharma. So from my teachers, what I've learned is that the trying to translate Dharma into English, the best translation is to support or uphold harmony. To support or uphold harmony. To support or uphold harmony. So there's an implied here is accessing equipoise, equanimity. So there's one force, one creative power. You've heard me touch on this if you've watched any of my other videos or courses. There's one power that spontaneously is manifesting as everything in existence. One power, one creative energy. It's manifesting as the sun and the moon and my words and your heartbeat and your breathing and the air that's coming in and out. Everything. And this energy can manifest as a particular form for a particular period of time. And then that form dissolves, but the energy that it was created from is never destroyed. That's the first law of thermodynamics. It just changes forms. You know, like roses in the garden. They bloom for a while, they stay for a while, and then they fade, turn into dust. But the energy that was moving through that rose while it was in bloom or blooming, that energy is never destroyed. Just like the energy that animates your body can never be destroyed. When it's time to leave the body, that energy will take a different pathway than the body that it was once inside of. So let's make some space. So this is not just merely intellectual conversation, because that'll just give you a headache, and that's not the point of this. So we want to actually have some insight awaken, something of value. You know, no matter where we are, any of us, myself, you, no matter how advanced you are on the path, there's the next step in growing, the next step in stabilizing insight into embodiment, into living from it, for all of us. And as far as I can tell, the path of mastery is always growing and never declaring like I'm done, I've arrived, it's all accomplished, I'm perfect. So let's take some breaths to make space and make it up that it's easy to breathe freely. And make it up that it's easy to begin to sense the life force in the breath. You know, if you just try to stop breathing right now for a while, your body would lose energy. And if you were somehow able to stop yourself entirely from breathing, at some point, the heart's going to stop, the brain's going to stop, and you leave the body. So breath is flooded with life force, creative power. Very, very important to know this, especially when it comes to upholding harmony, the Dharma, upholding harmony. Well, upholding harmony begins within us. So let's take some breaths and just sweep up with the breath from your feet. Imagine you're inhaling through your feet and you're inhaling up through the whole body, and then the body is filled with the energy of breath. And then as you exhale, have the feeling that in all directions through the whole body, you're letting go, letting that energy in the breath expand in all directions and letting go of tension, known and unknown, seen and unseen, from all over. So we'll just take some couple of breaths here, like 3 deep breaths, inhaling up through the feet, all the way to the space above the top of the head. Maybe hold for a moment, soften your shoulders away from your ears with your imagination, soften the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet like you're opening fists with your mind, and just let go. Twice more, inhale deep. Let go. And one more big one. Inhale deep. And let go. So just take a moment and notice what you're feeling from those 3 deep breaths. What's changed? Are you feeling any more energy moving through your body? Are you feeling any more focused, any more relaxed? Likely all that and more is possible for you. So how we're breathing is a huge and important step towards contributing to upholding and supporting harmony. Now, harmony, let's explore this a little bit. Let's unpack this, because harmony is not about like preferences, personal ego-based preferences. What do I mean? Like, I like this person, I don't like that person. I like chocolate ice cream, but I don't like vanilla today. Harmony's not like that. The essence of harmony that I'm talking about when we talk about dharma, and what is your dharma, what is your part, what is your life affiliation, whether that's how you do your work or what work you choose, even though you might get paid for it. What's your life's pursuits? How will you organize how you show up in relationships? How will you choose to speak or hold silence? All these things are related to upholding and supporting harmony. So in the cosmos meaning all the multiple universes interpenetrating one another, you could say, and it's my conviction, that there actually is harmony. Taken a look from a much longer swath of time than a human lifespan, which is maybe 80 years, give or take, right? Looking over the span of, say, 100,000 years, we would see different patterns of how things happen, how things manifest, maintain, and dissolve over time. We'd see very different patterns, and we would probably form very different insights and or opinions about how harmonious creation actually is. Within the scope of just the human domain over the last couple hundred years, or even the last few thousand years on this planet, humans, over short periods of time, we don't really see the big arc of harmony being displayed. There's a lot of ego, right? And yet, harmony is accessible and available. And there are many throughout every time and place who quietly are choosing to orient their lives in such a way to find more harmony, embody that, and move from that and aim to apply that orientation of harmony, equanimity, to whatever they're doing in any given moment in time. So this video is not necessarily about giving you a new job. It's more about opening up the capacity to touch, experience, and live and move from and act from greater harmony. That is how we're going to support dharma. That is how we're going to support more harmony in this world. First, finding it within our own lives, within our own relationships. So it does begin with the breath. How we're breathing is how we're living. If you've got really chaotic breath, or you're a real shallow breather, or maybe you're a mouth breather, if you're not medically required to breathe through your mouth, you need to learn how to breathe through your nose, and in a harmonious way, and longer and slower breaths, so that you have greater wisdom, equanimity, equipoise, and clarity. So that's personal dharma, to train or learn how to and train in doing that. To train in relaxing the muscles of the body that are not required for the task at hand. That's another personal embodiment of dharma, of your dharma, the opportunity to find greater harmony. The more harmony you begin to find or deepen in finding in your breath and the ease of your body, the easier time you're going to have having creative insight and intuition about how to show up from harmony and promoting harmony in different life moments, life events, whether it's at your job or in your relationship or in your parenting. Yeah? Take another deep breath through the whole body. Let go on the exhale. So let's do a short meditation. And again, unless you have a medical condition that requires you need to lay down. And if you do, please do. Otherwise, please be upright for meditation. There's a lot of esoteric reasons for this that I'm not going to get into about meditating upright and how energy moves with the cosmos through your own system in your own physical and subtle body. So sit with your head, your neck, and your trunk in a long line. And if it's okay for you, you're not driving, please close your eyes. If you're driving, save this meditation for another time. Or pull over. So assuming you're seated now, your head, your neck, and a trunk in a long line. If you're in a chair, both feet are flat on the floor. Let your elbows hang evenly at your sides, right there. Not pushing you back. Your hands aren't pushing you back or pulling you forward. Tip your chin slightly forward to create just a little bit of space between the top vertebrae and in the neck and the base of the skull. Just a little micro move. Feel the sensations of the breath entering your body. You can feel that feeling at the tip of the nose. And please, if you can, be breathing through the nose. Have the feeling that you're receiving the breath. You're being breathed by the force and power of creation itself. And if this is available to you, see, feel, or imagine that that force loves you unconditionally, infinitely, and always. And you can experience more of this to the degree that you soften your body and slow your breath and open. Bring some of your awareness to the soles of your feet and soften the soles of your feet with your imagination, like you're softening closed fists with your mind only. Softening the skin, the tendons and connective tissue, and the muscles all the way to the bone. And as you continue to soften the soles of the feet, do the same thing with the palms of the hands. Soles and palms, softer and softer and softer. Breathe into the region of your eyes softly and soften the corners, the inside and the outside corners. Make it up that it's easy. The corners of your eyes melting like butter on a hot day. And do the same thing with the region inside and around your ears. Just make it up that it's easy. Soften your tongue as it comes more deeply to rest in the floor of your mouth. And finally, soften all the little muscles throughout the pelvic floor, groin region, sphincter, PC muscle, letting go, letting go, letting go. So all at once now, just playfully softening soles, palms, corners of the eyes, region of the ears, tongue, and pelvic floor. The breath is coming in, and let it go out a little slower. The slower the exhale, the more the thinking stream will slow down. It's a wonderful tool. Let your next inhale and the inhales that follow draw your attention to the region in the center of your chest. It's about 3 to 5 finger widths inside the center of your chest. Yogis call this the heart cave, or the cave of the heart. It's a profound center of energy and consciousness. So your inhales are just drawing your attention into this region, 3 to 5 finger widths inside the center of your chest. See, feel, or imagine an infinite sea, an infinite ocean of blackness here. It's a safe blackness. It's like the blackness of a womb before any creation comes into existence. The womb of an enlightened, all-loving mother. Infinite blackness. And you're going to drop a seed of gold into this blackness. And this seed contains your heartfelt question. What is my next step in bringing harmony or restoring harmony in the areas of my life? Relationships, work, relationship to resources. What is my next area to focus on to bring, restore, and or uphold harmony in the areas of life that I can do something about it? And you only need to ask the question once or twice. So the golden seed has landed in the ocean of consciousness, and it's just rippling sweetly in all directions. And you can continue to soften soles of the feet, palms of the hands, corners of the eyes, region of the ears, tongue, and pelvic floor groin region. You're making space. You're creating receptivity throughout all of your being to be available to guidance from highest awareness, highest intelligence, to show you. It may come as a feeling, a picture, something you hear, can come any number of ways. Just be here and let's sit quietly together in this meditation for a few minutes together longer. And if you need extra support as you exhale, you can inwardly, silently repeat the long sound of Om. Om contains the fulfillment of Dharma, is the ultimate energy of wholeness and coherency. You mingle this with your exhale and letting it just imaginatively vibrate through any tension or holding. As you inhale, you're just being receptive to intuitive guidance, intuitive prompting. Let's meditate. If you're still repeating Om, complete the repetition you're on, please. Never stop in the middle. Just sit quietly now for a few moments, just noticing how you feel. If you're not completed with your meditation, stop the video and continue until you're ready to come out and then push play on the video again. You can take 3 deep breaths to signal a clear transition to your body. And as you do this, you can wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe give a gentle stretch to your neck, which has been still for a little while, letting the very last thing be the opening of your eyes. So, what came to you? What's your sense of your next steps in restoring or supporting harmony, starting with your own life? Perhaps for some of you it was as simple as make your bed, clean your room. Perhaps for others of you it was make that phone call. Meditate first and then make that phone call and restore harmony in that relationship. Restore that misunderstanding. Perhaps for others of you it was send a check to that organization. For another of you it might be begin that project, that painting, that idea for business, or whatever it be. There's not a right answer, you see. It's about moving from harmony, moving from harmony. So one is touching harmony more often, as many times throughout the day as possible. So that begins with starting the day with some sort of a practice. That can be meditation, that could be mantra recitation, that can be some combination. Maybe there's some movement practices you do, some stretching or yoga. It's very important to start the day with some sort of a practice that's aimed at touching and anchoring harmony freshly every morning. Yeah? And then remembering that, touching into that, and having micro practices, small practices for the rest of the day. We're training in this. Otherwise, we get lost in the made-up reality of social platforms or the so-called news or what other people are doing, and we get pulled all sorts of directions out of harmony. And then we start blaming other people and circumstances for how we're feeling. So there's another way. There's another way. And as we deepen this other way of finding harmony within through our practices, then we can actually, just by being ourselves and attuning to harmony, be the change we wish to see in this world. We're bringing what we see as missing, you see? It's a great opportunity to be of service, to engage more deeply in Dharma, supporting and upholding harmony. Supporting and upholding harmony. If you're not yet supported by some sort of a practice, one of the opportunities, or you've taken a break from your practices, one of the opportunities I'll invite you to consider is the Empowered You community. It's a whole supportive group of teachings, practices, guided practices, and live sessions with me that happen monthly. And if you've never done the Empowered You community before, it's a monthly membership, and you can do your first month for only $8. That's the setup. And then after that, you can choose if you want to stick around, or you can cancel your membership. You get access to the entire Empowered You library, which is a lot. It's growing. The Empowered You community, I birthed it last year. So here we are in 2024 at this recording. There's a lot of content there. So the recordings of every live session, you don't have to make it to them live. You can do them at a later now, which is what I call it, a later now. The energy's still fully there, to your own choosing. You get 2 of those a month. They're about an hour, tend to run a little over depending on the energy, where I guide you through a practice, a meditation and some practice, and then we engage in a robust question and answer session about how the practices are going. Each month there's a theme. For the year of 2024, for example, the theme for the year is living in love, whereas one of our monthly themes is the creative power of attention and how that connects to living in love, training to live in love. So there's a link underneath the video for you to explore that and perhaps begin. For those of you who really want to go a lot deeper right away and you're ready to hit the ground running, maybe you saw or heard or felt a project to step into and you're like, gosh, how do I begin? How do I bring this into manifestation? Well, for you, I highly recommend my course, The Thriving Life Blueprint. It's a significant course that's self-paced and it's ready the moment you register, so I'll put that link there too. Taking you through from the stages of from inspiration all the way to completion. Many of us, depending on the project and how we feel about ourselves or the project, we can get stopped around taking initiative, following through, or completion. So we've got practices for that. We've got empowered mantras there. So much. So lots of opportunities. And then, of course, there's the one-on-one mentoring with me. So you'll know what's right and when it's right for you. If you get quiet, slow down, go into a meditation like we just did, and you practice it, you can get answers. You can get intuitive guidance. Thank you for your practice. May the fruits of our practice uplift all beings as well as the earth. May we be happy. May we be well. May we feel loved. And may it be so. Namaste, and I'll see you soon.